But how can you say you're fat? You're perfectly fine. Leave him be. He knows very well he's not fat, he's just fishing for compliments. For a while now, I have been feeling uncomfortable with my appearance in general. I have always been an average guy. Brown eyes, curly hair, medium build, often complimented for my intelligence and occasionally for my looks. I never used to care much about how I looked. But as I grew up, everything changed, and I started worrying about my appearance, far fast, far more than I should have. I'm not sure how it all began. I just remember suddenly looking in the mirror more often and turning it into an habit until my perception of my body started to distort. My insecurity has been growing stronger and stronger, to the point where I could stare at my reflection for hours, trying to find something nice about myself. But it's useless. The more I look, the less I like what I see. At school, I often asked for permission to go to the toilet, where I stayed in silence, just looking at myself, letting my mind judge me entirely. One day, nearly at the end of the week, I was interrupted by a classmate. He simply walked in and stood beside me. I hadn't noticed him until I heard an hey, which could only have been directed at me. So, how's the process going? He smiled. The process? Yeah, every time you come to the toilet, you're doing the same thing. Is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. Don't worry. Gradually, every bit of confidence and security I had in myself vanished without me realizing it. Now I feel there's no going back. I feel inferior to everyone else, ashamed and exposed. I don't want to go out. I don't want anyone to see me. This feeling has inexplicably been affecting my mood in the way I live. I have started worrying about my weight and my figure more than ever, which has also impacted on my eating habits. I have thought about doing exercise routines, but I barely have the energy to get out of bed. I also try new clothing styles and haircuts that might make me feel more comfortable with my appearance. But it's like I was only spiraling downward. I felt good for a few hours, but the moment I looked in the mirror again, all my well being and confidence vanished. It was useless. I can't stop comparing myself to other boys around me or online. It's inevitable, as though my mind were seeking people to put myself against on a scale, highlighting all the things they have that I could never have. I wish I could stop thinking, or just tear off my face, to get rid of this horrible image that keep disrupting my peace.
In the beginning, sometimes I talked to people about it or made comments on how I saw myself, always receiving positive words or compliments, and occasionally I also got comments from people who say my insecurity was just for attention, which made me stop talking about it. Hearing how other people saw me, those who say nice things, was impossible for me to believe. I wanted it to help, but my mind continued tormenting me, and I never managed to convince myself of anything they said. I have been mistaken for pain. First, as I should stop looking at myself in the mirror, but it seems like they were magnetic, and even though they couldn't speak, they tell me so many things.
2 years have already passed since this situation began. Mom used to say it was just a teenage craziness, but over time she began to see it differently. No, she say I'm sick, and I feel sick, but no matter how hard I tried, I have never been able to cure myself. I have done everything to improve my appearance, but it seems like no matter how much I changed, it's never enough. I just wish I could see something good in myself. I wanted to ask for help, but I can't go out looking like this.